we got Monday footage to go over today, so let's get into
Awesome rolls coming up. Yeah.
it. Yeah, this was a fun day. Luke getting a fresh coal up top.
Yep.
Me getting John right off the bat too.
Mm-hmm. I've got Brandon.
What's up, Joe? I think Twitch censored you, and I don't know why. Probably for profanity.
Oh, really? I didn't know it did that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it does. It's probably a setting I can change. Poor Aiden. Mitch is just going to have his way with him. All right, so we moved on to leg attacks this week.
Yep.
So I'll be interested to see how many people employ some of the straight ankle attacks that we went over earlier in this class. Oh, it's a fill in the blank.
Oh.
We'll fill it in, man. You tell us. I'm here for the accidental injuries.
Yeah. Cole's trying out his the shoulder crunch on Luke.
Let's go back. Just want to see. Looks like Luke's being a little courteous with it. This is about the time he pummels his arm and cross faces my nose into oblivion when I try this on him. But look at Cole's leg position is a little. I would say it's a little ineffective right now, right? Because he's kind of on a double outside position with his feet, right? I'd rather see him. I don't want to say squared up here, but a foot on a knee is my preference. I'm sure you handle it differently. Maybe a foot on the hip or a scissor sweep kind of position.
Let's see. Yeah, so I've got some rules of thumb, and I don't know whether Gordon calls Gordon. If for anybody else in here, Gordon made this infamous with going against Buchecha in 2019 ADCC and tossing him effortlessly. But I've been playing around with this since I saw that and really trying to understand how it works. Now, like what Matt's saying is 100% true. Having double outside leg position right here, Luke basically can walk around Cole's guard here. Like if Luke sprawls out and walks to his left, Cole's right hand side, he can just skip right over that knee, and there's no pressure on the shoulder or on the arm. No consequence to doing that. In fact, he can use his left hand here to push on the knee and go right across it. What Cole's doing by getting to his right hip is correct, but he needs to make sure that he has a block, and I think that's what you were talking about, putting a foot on the hip or on the outside of Luke's side, like on Luke's left-hand side, in order to prevent Luke from walking around.
Yeah, and even this leg here, his top leg, he's using it in a way that he won't be able to like elevate, which that's typically, if you're going in that direction, that's what you're typically going to want to use that leg for. So he could, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, you can switch into the udegatame from that position too, right? Like that arm trap can be effective with that knee up really high on the shoulders, but then that requires a very tight and secure knee pinch, between the two knees, basically the right knee on Luke's chest and then the left knee pinching over top of the shoulders for the udegatame, which is the straight arm lock.
Yeah. Look at Mitch with this fireman's carry right here.
Oh yeah, he hit a couple on Aiden that I watched. It's pretty awesome.
Slow it down. So he's got this whizzer, but he's not using it. It was more of an overhook than just a whizzer, right? Mm-hmm. Gets under him. Wow.
Yeah. Boom.
Look good. Bam worthy. Looks like Luke and Cole are going over the shoulder crunch stuff.
Yeah, so Joe, this is my answer to the fill in the blank.
Cam, what's up, bud?
What's up, Cam?
What's up, Austin?
We had you rolling back here a little bit. I can't remember if
he's behind the pillar. There he is.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he and Jason come over. Man, what's Mitch do this time? Kind of an over-under, really high up on the body. Definitely like a Greco style sacrifice throw, right?
Yep.
Aiden's smart to not base his right arm out here and just kind of take it and go.
Yeah.
And landing in an awesome spot to start attacking that arm. That was really great. Really good awareness from Mitch.
Yeah, Jason and Cam go at it.
Yeah. Cole's doing a good job here of like he's working around a bit.
Yep.
Like he had to, Luke goes for his elbow escape here, starting to set it up. He dismounts to the back, and then I think he knew he was like, I'm not going to dig this arm out. Let me work to try to take the back here.
Mitch with the standing guard break. Let's see what he can do.
Aiden looks to be working the handstand, or the very beginnings of it.
I was on Brandon's back here for a minute, and he did a really good job of defending, with the hand fight. He was doing a really good job.
Looks like he's comfortable bridging off that ankle, which is good.
Yeah. No, he's it definitely felt like he was going side to side. I was trying to have him pick a side, and I think I eventually get to my right side. That was a nice flying armbar attempt, or basically like a guard pull to an armbar.
Yeah.
Mitch. Oh.
Yeah, really good. Let's do that a little slower. So yeah, that was the same sort of style he and Danny I think were working a few weeks ago at the Friday Open, Matt. It's good. I'm glad to see you guys working that, but not jumping into it like, kind of a dangerous move to do. But if you're doing it for more of that guard pull like Mitch just did, it's a bit safer of a technique. Something we don't mind seeing you guys pulling off. Snap. And Mitch on the board first. Busy first round.
Yep. I forget that it's at 1 1/4. And I was like, Jesus, a little spider monkey.
You can see Aiden looking dumb in normal speed here. I am pretty quick on those slaps though.
Yeah.
Even in regular speed.
Yeah, I remember when I was training with Luke here, he was getting a little handsy. I mean, he normally does, but...
Yeah, I went for the same kind of armbar in Aiden here.
Nice. Yeah, I'm trying my damnedest to pass Luke's guard.
Yeah, he's doing his damnedest to shut you down, man. Look at this little tornado from Aiden. Beats me behind.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, Luke's trying to work like a deep half, so that he can come up underneath me and start working my left leg out from underneath and over to his right side of the body. And the two things that need to be true for me is I need to either have a really strong crossface, which he wasn't able. He was not giving me the ability to crossface him.
It was just burying his head.
Yeah, very, very well. I mean, you know how he does it.
Yeah.
And then, or if I can get that underhook, then it's more difficult for him to get that sweep.
You can pretty much count on Aiden trying to do his Peruvian necktie.
Yeah.
So I was so he, at this point, like, he was very dead set on keeping his grip, and then, like, I could feel him trying to work to his leg position. So as usual, it was a lot of grip fighting underneath, and then just trying to get the angle to, I think, either come up on like a single leg or just get my guard back.
Mm-hmm.
He's a tenacious little guy.
So James has Brandon in a triangle here.
And a good angle at that.
Very good, yeah. You got it.
So he starts it from mount. Okay, so yeah, Brandon hooked in on that leg and basically gave up the triangle there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and like there's, there are mount escapes and like modified mount escapes that, require of you to fish your hand underneath and basically like take a scoop grip on the thigh. But typically, if you're going to do that, you want to make damn sure that they're off balanced, right? In this case, James has his base fully set up, right? He's not fighting for his balance or anything like that. So now this is a bad time to start doing those sorts of escapes. I'd be trying to shoulder walk back, get James into a lower mount position. And I think Brandon realized his mistake, tried to fish his arm back in. And then, yeah. Close back. I'm watching Billie Eilish talk about colors. R.I.P. to your night, dude.
So here I'm foolishly going for a guillotine, an arm-in guillotine. I'm like, I need to figure out some way to get past this leg. And then he finally gets that deep half. So this is what he was looking for the entire time, was to get my head over his head. And I knew that, but I also knew that I wasn't going to pass his guard without threatening some sort of submission. So as soon as I get my head over his head, he keeps his legs locked up. He fishes over from my right leg, and then tosses me right over.
Yeah.
Boom. And then I'm fighting for my butt. So I want to call this one out. This one, yeah. So that's the way to shoulder crunch. No, for real. So what happens is that that Luke rushes in to try and secure that body lock, and I was going over this with Cole too. When people are shooting in for this body lock, it actually gives you a really good opportunity to fish for an underhook. And so when he did that, I was able to go in super deep, and then you see how I'm always trying to keep my elbow pointed way up to the ceiling. And then eventually I'm pushing my right leg on Luke's left hip or knee, and that's how I'm eventually able to get the sweep. And it goes to the wrongs, like what looks like the wrong side. So you
Right.
would think if I've got that captured, that I would take him to my left. Okay? But you see how I am able to get head height on him? Eventually, I'm able to get, if I can get hip height on him, then I'll be able to take him over. So I start to build up head height here, then my hips start to come up here, and then I can start generating enough torque in order to keep him over.
Nice.
That was pretty much the highlight of my night.
That was solid.
Sweep. Yeah. And then he takes my back.
So this was against Aiden here, just an example of a pendulum sweep that I really had to work for, right? It's not always nice and smooth when like how we do it when we drill. So you could see he rolls up out of my back control, but now I have him in a point where both of his arms are on my left side, right? So he effectively has no base arm out in this direction, so I know that I'm in a good spot for a sweep. I just need to get my hips out here a little bit more, right? Kind of get more our spine's a bit more perpendicular. And in order to do that, first I make sure he can't get his left arm back, right? Or posture up. And then you can see I use my leg there. Let's go back. So I brought my leg kind of in a scooping motion out this way and around up that way to move my hips, really. Like the main motion's in my leg, but watch where my hips end up, right? So now I'm more pointing out this way across his body. And then now I hike my leg up one more time and smack it down to get a bit of momentum to hit a pendulum sweep. So it was that initial pendulum to get to my angle, and then one more to chop it down and take him over.
I love going over that in close guard, because generally you hit that from a close guard.
Right.
And I love going over that combination. It's really nice.
Yeah. And where I hit it was, it didn't start from a close guard, but it basically got to the point where close guard ends up getting to, right? Like,
yeah.
Right, here essentially I'm starting to hit that like side scissor position, and then now I just decide to stick to it and go through with it. And then I use it to retake the back. So I didn't want to just chill and mount. I think Aiden had been pretty effective in like just negating some of my mount escapes and negating some of my mount attacks. His mount escapes have been getting good. So I'm like, all right, he shut down my back attack earlier. Let me try to get that back. So I kept his arm trapped and just tightened up around his head, pulled him into my lap and sat over.
Mm-hmm.
And then I made sure I punished him this time. So I got my leg trap. And yeah, I guess for everybody who was at the class last week when I taught for Luke, where I went over back stuff, different entrance, so I can't really compare the two now. Leg configuration here, I've largely opted for just not even hooks. I mean, like some people might poo-poo what I'm doing with my ankles right now, but I knew my legs were safe. My ankles are high enough to where he's most likely not gonna capture him, but I was working almost kind of a posterior mount that we talked about, except I wasn't stepping on his hip, so maybe you can't really call it that. Big important thing, I start to trap his top arm. Like I said, trap his top arm with a bottom side underhook, where you take the hand below the line of the pecs, right? So I have my bottom side underhook, cross gripping on his top side arm, which makes it really easy to do that, right? Get your heel to his wristwatch and then peel that leg away and trap it. Here I opted to cross my ankles instead of pulling the arm behind the back. And then now it all happens kind of quickly, but let me go back a few more frames. Here, which hand is mine? This hand will switch to take control of his hand here. Peels his hand away, his primary defensive hand, this one, leaving my hand free to now fight against his chin. I just got under the chin and start to crawl up. My chin hides my knuckles. It's kind of fun watching this in like slow-mo, piece by piece. I let go of his hand here because I don't need it anymore, right? I've beaten the neck, or I've beaten the chin, so I need to get my hand in on the strangle to finish it. So I let go of his hand. I try to fish my arm underneath his. I think he knows I wanted that, so he was making it difficult for me. And then let's see if I catch it correctly. I use the palm of my free hand now to cover the knuckles of my strangle hand. Let me go slow-mo. And then I slide it in behind the back, right? Get my neck out of the way, or get my chin out of the way. Put my chin back down. And he taps with his foot. So super systematic, just how I was showing you guys. That's my go-to approach. I know there are many other approaches, and I will, to the day I die, say I completely ripped that off of like Danaher's approach and his guy's approach. But it works. Hopefully I can clip that whole explanation to less than a minute. So I can put it on Instagram. Cool, good round.
That was a miserable back take from Luke. Oh my god.
Why was that?
It was just
grind through it.
Oh yeah, I was belly down on the mat. He was sprawled all the way out. It was miserable. Mitch is trying the Leo roll on Luke.
I wonder if Luke's waiting for it. Yeah, he's not committing the full like front flip over.
Mm-mm.
But I think Luke taught that particular just like heavy on the shoulder and rolling over. I think he taught that during the first week of back.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago.
That's nice. That was a good catch by Mitch to go for the katagatame. From here, he fishes his left arm under, make sure that his head is pinned, and then it's just difficult to finish that on Luke. Yeah. It looked like he didn't feel confident in his grip, so he decided to go back up to attacking at the shoulder line. And Austin had James in some trouble here. Oh yeah, he's going really high guard.
Switched around, okay. Working some close guard there. Oh, okay, cool. Gotcha. I see now. Yeah, on that note, and obviously this is just looking at what I'm dealing with. If you guys are drilling, that's whatever. Is it smart to ride that high guard when they're trying to stand? Well, so I was just gonna say, and Mike, like your thoughts on this too. Like you can, I would work the, like the high trap triangle if you think you have the arm in some real danger, right? Like he's postured up, so I don't know. You can still get a triangle there on your angle, but where you have a triangle, you typically have an arm bar. if you feel like you've got those threats, absolutely you can work that. A lot of times when this happens, the guy's postured up, is ready to pop his head out and get his arm safe. If you feel like that's what's about to happen, remember, everything that he has is defending up top, leaving his legs wide open, right? So that's your opportunity to then hook on a leg and switch underneath and start attacking the legs. It's one of the best times to do it. So if you think that you're losing that battle of using the trap triangle up high, it'd be good to start building on your entrances into legs from this supine, almost inverted position that you're in down here. He pops up, leaves his legs wide open, you go in on the legs. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do. I would also say that I know we're not in MMA, or you're not in it for like a street fight type of a scenario, but anytime somebody is starting to pick you up like that, I think it's just good practice to hook the nearest leg that you have. So in this case, your left arm, I'd like to see it hooking James's leg. Number one, what that'll do is it'll keep you more anchored to his body, so that when he tries to posture up, it'll be more difficult, because not only does he have to fight against your weight, he has to fight against your arm hooking his own leg, right? And lifting up against that. For two, when somebody does that, and they're as bent over as James is in this particular scenario, and in general, they're committed over top that way. A lot of times you can use that trap triangle or the really high guard to start the Kazushi action of like getting their head over their toes and actually starting to generate a sweep or some sort of off balance. You can take that and go into the legs. You can take that and go for a full sweep, and then work for a mount or something else, or you can look for them to leave their neck open and you get to the triangle or the armbar, like what Matt was saying. So I'll just throw that in there too as something else to think about. Aiden had a good double leg on me. Left his head on the outside just a hair long, and I just used it to continue to sweep him back up.
Luke is demonstrating just how effective a top knee shield can be and how utterly annoying it can be towards passing guard. But it's gonna be difficult to pass guard chilling back here on your knees like this, right? Like Mitch is kind of repeatedly driving forward into him, driving into him. He just gave up an underhook. So looking to get rid of that knee shield. And there are various methods of doing that that we can go over. Will be a big help in at least getting close to passing that. What did Aiden do here? Oh, you had Aiden in a real pickle there, bud.
Yeah, so I remember thinking about this because I was like, if I try and fight the arms, I'm really gonna, because I was really tired on Monday. I was like, I'm gonna gas myself out just trying to fight for this arm. So I have this 3/4 juji, and I was waiting for him to. I kept feeling him pump up like he was gonna sit up into me.
Yeah.
So I was just waiting for him to really commit to the sit up so I could snag the triangle.
Yeah, he's doing his damnedest with his legs.
Yeah.
And then do you get your angle?
Finished Oh, this is a fun one. Yeah. So he kind of sits back a little bit, and I'm able to finish it from the top. That fucker was tight. He was like, I think he said like the world was closing in on me there for a second. It's like, man, it felt tight when I locked it up at like from bottom. Can't imagine top.
That's a good time to tap. So up top against Jason, I used a shoulder crunch sweep in what you refer to as the right way, I guess, as far as which side to go to. Again, and I went over this with Cole too. Like I've got the left side, or I'm sorry, yeah, I got Jason's left side with the underhook. He even has like a bit of a frame too. It's not even like a super like that. It's not the ideal shoulder crunch. But I take him first to the side where his arm can't base out, right? And try to roll him that way. In this case, it worked. Going to that side worked. It doesn't always work, which is when I'll typically switch to the other side. But just a quick demonstration of the options you have in turning from one side to the other. Yeah.
So Luke, before if you go back, I know we always say that we're going to try and keep it like at an hour.
Yeah, whatever.
I know. he was in half guard prior to this, maybe less than a minute, 30 seconds prior. Before this. Nope, before, earlier.
Oh.
Okay. All right, so keep going back. Here. Yep. All right, so he's fighting in half guard. This whole time, what happens is that Mitch goes for, again, like that head and arm, just like I did in the roll before. And so what is Luke doing now? Is he's shot in a really deep underhook on underneath Mitch, but he can't use the underhook, his left arm. So he actually uses that underhook to like anchor himself to Mitch so that he can reach further up underneath to snag the sprawled out leg.
Gotcha.
And it's a really, I haven't ever seen him do that before, and I've never done it. I think that's a pretty interesting way to dive under and snag that far leg, to be honest with you, because I often have a problem in half guard of reaching that sprawl when somebody sprawls out for that, sprawls out with the outside leg.
Curious what Luke's own legs are doing here too, right? So he gets the underhook, can't reach the leg. Like, which way are Luke's knees pointing when he starts to make this transition?
So I think.
Okay, so he digs super deep.
Yeah, I think he keeps them pretty standard, and then he just uses it. He uses them to pull like back to his butt, and then take Mitch to the left-hand side, to his left.
Yeah, so he brings Mitch's hips. He's bringing his hips under Mitch and bringing Mitch's hips over his, right? So at that kind of complementary motion, and now he's at an angle that is much more effective. Like, because you can tell, look at his hand placement here on the leg versus early on. Like, it actually doesn't change too much. But what does change is Mitch's hip position relative to Luke.
And for at least the folks in our school in the chat, notice the transition that Luke is making with his left arm with the underhook. So he kind of had like this superficial underhook to start with, and he was using it to like anchor to Mitch and dig really far for that far leg. But notice how his left arm is no longer superficial. It is a true deep underhook on the far trap. Yeah. And he's using that to pull Mitch as well. Now he's elevating, pushing on the far armpit.
Yep. Getting like the cross
near
post.
Side. Yep. And then he's hiking up into Ashigarami. and now he's got his leg entrance.
Really effective use of a deep half guard into a leg entrance. Now to an outside. I mean, kind of an outside Ashigarami.
Yeah.
Not an outside Senkaku, just a leg position outside, going for the heel hook.
And I think he went for that Mikey lock too. Did you see that?
Oh no.
Yeah. What's up, Deathcore?
Deathcore, what's happening? I'm not Paul Morphy. What's up, Paul Morphy? She was pretty sick. Yeah, that's, I mean, like, I can't tell you the amount of times Luke's hit that on me.
Yeah.
And welcome to the chat, Paul.
Welcome.
And thank you for the follow. Hell yeah, man.
We're training tomorrow too. Looks like you're setting up a mounted triangle on Jason.
Yeah.
Opting for the arm. Maybe.
I can't remember what I ended up doing here. I don't think I got the triangle. Yeah, I think he ended up slipping out. Mitch, a second ago. So Mitch and Luke.
The Darce.
Yeah, he was. I wanted to see if he used that Darce to pass, right? If that was his.
Yeah.
But he may have already been around it by then, because I don't think. Yeah, Luke doesn't have his leg right now, so Mitch is past his legs, but doesn't have Luke on his back, and then he's okay working the Darce.
So Aiden tripped me out on this one. So I actually snapped him down, and I pulled. I had his head, and he actually uses it to lock. Like he uses his left leg to loop in and hook.
You can kip out of that so easily, though.
I had
And
to
knee
let
him
go.
right in the balls at the same time, you know.
Yeah, I was like, I physically couldn't get myself out of the position without letting go of the head, and I was being stubborn about it, so I didn't let go of the head in time. But watch what I do right after when we get back into he gets into the mount.
Mitch got a Leo roll.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, on Luke. Briefly.
Nice.
Let's see the kip. Nice.
Yep.
Barely even had a kip, man.
Yeah.
Deathcore, I failed you, man. I'm texting my coach right now to see if we have any in stock. I didn't check when I was at the school, and I wasn't there as much this week because of this stupid cold.
Got Mitch and Brandon. Got Luke and Aiden. James. Caleb.
Armbar right off the bat. Yeah, that reminds me, Deathcore. I haven't. I mean, we've talked about this in the past, and like we haven't done it yet, just because we were really focused on getting affiliate with the stream and all that stuff. But like, we got to figure out a way that we could maybe review other people's footage too, right? If they wanted, like, especially some of these guys who've kind of jumped into the stream and are following us from early on.
Sure.
See how dope your rash guard is with you rolling around in it, beating up your buddies. Yeah, it's something we'd like to do. I mean, like, it's, you know, this is really good for our students, and like we're obviously, you know, super focused on improving them. But, you know, as this thing grows, like, it'd be really cool to just take some other days to see some different faces, some different schools, especially help you guys out that like support the stream, you know, that subscribe and all that stuff. I mean, this whole thing has been about giving back to students, and anybody in here spending time with us, we're definitely grateful for. So we'll have to figure something out. Black belt apparel.
That's a nice Darce by James. On Caleb.
Let's see it one more time. So hitting it from half guard.
Yep, trying using it as a guard pass. And Aiden also does some weird ass flip, and I'm not sure what that was. So after.
Before this?
Yeah, it was like right at the same time where James hooked up this grip.
Yeah, so Caleb, I know you're in a bad spot here, right? Like, Darces, late stage Darces are awful and extremely difficult to get out of. A little earlier than this, I think you had the opportunity, because it looked like you're almost doing what Luke did before, but Luke wasn't in the threat of a Darce, where you kind of dove in on that deep half guard. You know, whenever somebody's trying to Darce me and they're getting pretty close, I try to find refuge in turtle position as a way to keep my elbows down and away, right? Because you get your arm up here, and that's where you start to get Darced. So try to focus on when you feel that setting on early. You know, if you need an escape path, think about trying to get to a turtle position and then re-guarding from there, right? Or hitting a sweep, depending on how that guy responds. Let's pause this real quick. I was gonna ask about last stream, be in the military school, go to all their schools, see the way the others doing it. A little twist on the way. Yeah, I agree, man. Like, it's that's the other, you know, it helps us too, right? Seeing how everybody else rolls their different styles. You know, it makes us all better, right? Thought I was getting somewhere with the underhook because he gave it up easily and then bamboozled and choked. Yeah, it's all good, buddy. What were you saying about Aiden's flip? Do you like?
Yes, there was something right there. I don't think forced the flip from the sit out. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just saw his like legs go over, and I was like,
"What the hell
was that?"
That.
I've been there, man. I have been there. Yeah.
Yes.
On the losing end of that one, I've definitely been there.
I hate when Luke teaches sit outs, because it's just like, he's like, you just do it. It's just easy. You just do it. It's like, he just does that. I don't think I've ever did a sit out and flip somebody over before.
I think everyone on this stream has seen me struggle with a sit out a time or two.
Caleb getting bamboozled one more time. Full bamboozlement.
Bamboozled to the fullest.
Fully, man. Official fully.
So Luke's got crossbody ride on Aiden.
Yeah, Deathcore, I was told we do have some overstock and lots of adult size variations, so we're gonna check up at the school tomorrow, and I will shoot you a message as soon as I find out. You said it was a large, right?
That's what I remember.
Yeah. Cool. Really appreciate the interest too, man.
Just get the fuck off.
So
that'd be a nice slow-mo. Just Aiden going up for that guillotine, and then Luke just
yeah, sounds good, man. We'll get it squared away. Mitch with a nice little walk around armbar on Brandon. Yeah, that's true, man. You see what Steven said?
Yeah.
It is. I've taken what I consider more of a wrestler's mentality with Caleb, where like wrestlers just refuse to be on their back. Like it's just so difficult to put them there. And against Caleb, I'm like, I'm not going down. You're not getting top position on me. I refuse to let it happen. I'll scramble all the way up and stand with him. It's actually it's a soft C. It's Caleb is his name. Yeah, he does. Yeah, and
he really does.
I experienced that later on on tape. And then yeah, like last week he and I had a match where I was just like, who is this guy? He was a white belt last time I rolled with him.
Yeah, right.
And here he is hitting some funky shit on Danny.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, I meant to say that. Watch what Danny does, like how he uses his right arm to like swim back over and reach to the far hip. That was a really interesting way to defend this Darce.
Yeah.
He like anchors with his right arm against the hip, so James basically drags Danny out of the Darce. He drags his own. He winds up dragging his grip open.
So he does. Yeah, James doesn't. I mean, his grip is pretty poor right now, anyway. Or no, wait. I'm getting my arms mixed up. Yeah, no, you're right. Like his hands on Danny's chest rather than the back. That's the only weak spot. I was getting their hands mixed up.
Right.
Danny was just ripping James's grip, or controlling the hand here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting. Really, really solid composure.
Yeah. But yeah, James is not accepting bottom position.
Good reframing. I may break my shoulder, but at least I'll be on top. Caleb, you have been the definition of a power bottom in our roles, so maybe you can make a companion instructional to Craig Jones's. Emote for power bottom. Yeah, I don't need any content strikes from Twitch.
We're just getting going.
Yeah.
Can't push the boundaries yet.
Caleb's face. Yeah, that might be the best one. for a power bottom emote. Yeah, I feel for Danny right now because I know that feeling. You see Mitch?
I did.
Doesn't work. That's what I'm saying, man. That's why I said it would never work when I first saw it. Works on guys smaller than you for sure. Guys around your size, I think you can hit it. Maybe like 10, 20 pounds more, sure.
You got to get their head to tuck. You got to get their chin in their chest. If you get that,
that's key.
That's the key. Yeah.
Is that why you keep that stupid mustache?
So you got Brandon on your back.
Yeah.
And you're working through the body triangle, I think. Is that what happened? Or
I don't know. Let's see.
oh, he had his feet just hooks with feet crossed.
A little dangerous, especially with a busted ass ankle.
But you were treating it as such.
Yeah. Did Mitch just get that straight arm?
Yeah.
Kind of extended it and
Like digging. Yeah.
It's disgusting. I'm gonna put you in timeout if you keep talking like that. This is a family program.
I like that Danny was fighting for that double leg. He was at least coming up and trying to make it happen.
Yeah. And another, I guess, kind of in the same vein of what we were telling Austin earlier, with when somebody's, trying to pull out of that triangle really hard, they stand up and they leave their legs open.
Mm-hmm.
Here, where Danny's fighting through on this double, did I go back too far?
No, not far enough.
Oh, really? My bad. Yeah.
Here.
So, right about here where, you could kind of tell James is pushing into him to brace. He can use this as a leg entrance, right? And slide underneath, especially if he's got like the two hands behind the knees, kind of pull him in. He'll just have to sit under him and be quick on the leg entrance. But another really, really good option for when like you're getting a lot of resistance through that takedown, they're pushing back into you. Well, drop your level, pull them over you, and look to enter that leg. Yeah, you do what you gotta do, Caleb.
Round. You and Austin, Luke and Brandon.
Yeah, I was expecting Austin to kind of take it easy just with the competition coming up this coming weekend. And I don't know, this was actually probably a pretty boring role to watch. His guard was really, really good. He was making it really difficult to pass. Take a nap. Good, help him sleep. Choke his ass out.
James got that nice was that an arm-in guillotine maybe?
I think so. Yeah, they just started getting after it like really fast. Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, unless because he did that step over finish with the dart, like that I like to show with the Darce. Maybe
he's got long arms.
Yeah.
James, you're in the chat. Was that a Darce?
That was a Darce.
Sweet. Okay.
Nice, solid finish. Ooh, Brandon, excellent.
Very nice.
I told Brandon when we were rolling, I misspoke. I was like, I know who you remind me of. I said you remind me of Vega from Street Fighter. Yeah. But it wasn't Vega. It was Sagat, the bald guy who does the Firebird throw. And like he's the kickboxer. Vega's the dude who like climbs the fence and has the big claw and wears a mask.
Oh, I had it mixed up too.
Yeah.
I thought that's okay. All right.
Yeah, with the ankle brace on and that smooth noggin, straight out of Street Fighter, and the long limbs, obviously. Ooh, Aiden's so close, bud. Watch him. Man, that was a great attempt.
Yeah, his foot was on the ground. It was planted, and yeah, I mean it happens, right? Like we just went over it, so you'll get it next time for sure.
Yeah, probably not though.
Yeah, it'll take a few times.
Way to be encouraging. His foot was on the ground. I was pissed all night. I forgot to switch to the next move we learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens, man. But I mean, for real, that like. I mean, Mike, when we started learning leg locks, like how much was it just like we would just make each other pause and like go through stuff in rolls. Like that's the way to do it, man. Learn it slow. You'll forget it, everything. And then just, work it. Ask whoever you're rolling with to let you work it.
Yeah, absolutely.
James with an Americana.
He's on a tear.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, of course Luke's, he's gonna throw you some bones every once in a while.
He doesn't throw me bones.
No, not after like midway blue belt. But yeah,
enjoy it while it lasts, Brandon.
Yeah, and he's the one to ask, man. Ask him all about that stuff when he throws you those bones. Remember, these don't always have to be death matches. I mean, like right now, you're working back takes on him, which is great.
Yeah.
Ask him what you could do better,
You going over a tripod sweep with Austin?
Yeah, because I was like, why aren't you doing this to me? Because he spends a lot of time here with a hand on my ankle and his legs in this like, I don't want to say like an ineffective configuration, but I'm like, man, you could, like, I'm in a bit of trouble here. You have a leg lock down. You may as well do something with it. So we were just going over exactly, and he even said, he was just like, man, I totally forgot about that. Get a better car, dude. Danaher's disappointed in you, Mitch. James may have hit the only straight ankle of the night. Yeah, I think he switched to a straight ankle.
Yeah.
Alright, we gotta make it our mission to just keep James on his ass.
I'm kidding.
And make him fight from his back from now on. And by we, I mean everyone but me. Because it's gonna be really hard.
That was for Steven. And then now Aiden's going for the Peruvian. Ran out of time. Yeah, what I didn't realize was that James went with Luke before he trained with you for 10 minutes or 8 minutes or whatever.
I had no idea either.
Couldn't tell.
Good.
Danny and Caleb.
It's Salem.
Salem. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Salem.
And that's how nicknames stick. Yeah, got him with, or almost has him with the Kagetame from half guard. No, not now.
Yeah, got it.
I'm pretty sure Luke has gotten more than one tap today, but I haven't seen him, so it doesn't count.
He'll give you shit about it.
Yeah.
Well, not on Saturday. We got the competition on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It's gonna be cool to see Austin at his first competition. See Steven go out, break some bones. Other people's bones, not his bones. Yeah, right. Sagat was one of the... It was like Vega, Sagat, and I think M. Bison were like... Oh, and the boxer. He was the other one. Like the last... Like the 3 sub-bosses.
With the mohawk? The boxer?
Yeah, it was like modeled after Mr. T, I think.
Yeah. Hang on. Whoa, what happened with Luke and James?
James died.
Oh, okay. Rear naked.
I missed it too. I didn't see it. Looks like a short choke. Oh, switches to the rear naked.
He switches it, yeah.
I bet that short choke just got deep real fast when he pulled it in, probably got under the chin and then switched it.
Yeah. Choked me like a child. Yeah. Yeah, he has a way about him to do that.
What children are you choking, James?
Then I think Danny just had a triangle.
Yep. Or armbar, possibly.
Yeah, it's hard to... Probably.
He's... I don't know what he has.
Stacking.
Yeah. It looked like Caleb tapped early to whatever it was. Probably the threat of both, if I had to guess.
So now James has crossbody ride going on with Luke. Kind of. He still has the arm under. Yeah.
It's killer movement from Luke.
Yeah.
And that was a deep crossbody too. God.
Yeah.
And then right to a sub. Let's look at that one more time. I mean, full triangle on the leg. Maybe not pinching the knees together enough, but like, I mean, and that's just a guess. I'm not even saying that he wasn't. And then Luke rolling, capturing the leg, rolling into half guard, switching to a clamp guard.
We really got to call out, and I I sound like a broken record in this, probably in this stream, but like the use of the underhooks that Luke just had. He switched from a left underhook to a right underhook, or maybe vice versa, but he switched sides on the underhook. And that's how he kept James off balance in order to eventually get to that arm. So he shoots his left
there,
captures the leg, then his right comes up, and he feels good with this one, right? So he continues up the arm.
Yeah, and as a good general rule, when you're fighting in half guard, you know, like I definitely lead with my leg capturing, right? So Luke has an underhook with his left arm, but he's capturing James's left leg, right? So he's kind of facing to the right. If he captures James' left leg, Luke's gonna want to switch his underhook to be the same side as the leg he's captured, which is exactly, you know, like what you're saying. He's like, all right, looks like the escape is happening on this side. Let me get my underhook over here, and then just progresses from there.
Yeah. So you noticed it too, James. Like he's forever fighting for those underhooks, and that, like, can't stress it enough when we teach the half guard position or just bottom position in general. When you're starting to get to escapes and things of that nature, like the use of your underhooks is what will win scrambles.
Like Caleb. Watch Caleb. So interesting. I didn't see this. Danny's working knee on belly. Caleb looks to capture the ankle. And he does. Danny didn't step over fast enough. And Caleb actually attacks the free leg with a toe hold. And that's a solid toe hold, right? He's got it all the way in the crook of his elbow here.
Yep.
You see a lot of weak toe holds where the foot is actually kind of up here by the wrist instead of down here in the crook of the elbow, and you don't get as much torque on it. And look how quick Danny taps, like right off the bat.
Yep.
Just from some solid finishing mechanics. Nice catch, Caleb.
Well done.
I'll spell your name with a K for that. Let's look at what happened there at regular speed. It's a nice little toss. It's weird now. Like regular speed looks so slow.
I know.
Watching it like 1 1/4. Is that pronounced Caleb? It's like the Yiddish.
What's Danny gonna do here? You gotta have the anaconda. No,
Ran out of time. Managed to get a
More
leg
phlegm.
in. More phlegm.
Nice, Austin.
I've had enough phlegm for
No
this
kidding.
month. Thank you very much. And you also spelt that totally wrong, but we'll let it go. And here you opt to take bottom position against Caleb.
I normally do, to be honest with you. I figure if I can work my way out of bottom position on Caleb, I can do it on pretty much anyone else.
Yeah.
At this point.
I figure if I could put someone down that's Caleb's size, then I could do it to anybody.
Yeah.
Do you hit the double Kouchi on him?
I did.
Nice. So Austin's being annoying here with his grapevines.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I'm just thinking about this in terms of the competition coming up. You know, you don't have a whole hell of a lot of time to work your offense. You know, controlling somebody from mount can be a difficult thing to do. I mean, you're gonna have like 6 minutes to work, so I don't want you to get into too much of a habit of like, you know, getting to mount, hitting grapevines, and then laying low and not being offensive, especially since points don't matter in the upcoming competition. I said to James here, I was like, I want you to remember you're a blue belt now, and I don't care about your legs.
Did you get a leg entrance on him?
I like spun around to cross Ashi, like from half guard, forced half guard, and then, you know, he wasn't letting me get like a chest connection, so just stepped over. But it was, you know, I didn't get like the triangle set up or anything.
Right. Nice. Austin throwing up the triangle.
I'm looking for that hug-in style of finish that Matt favors.
Yeah.
See if he gets it.
Looks like he bailed on it.
Man,
Nice.
the arm is right there though. Like,
It is.
nice. All right. Regroup. Yeah, gotta get the arm across the body at that point. Did James sweep me? I think. Oh yeah, this was funny. Watch James, like, I get my leg out, he trips me on the way up. I like run away.
Yeah.
He just stayed on
Chases
me,
you
man.
down here. Yeah.
It was so annoying, but it worked. Yeah. Just yelling like a junkyard dog was chasing me, man.
I'm back there trying to drown Club.
Austin with the triangle finish. So he got this because of how, I mean, I'm just gonna say it was because of how deep the angle was on it. Like, it absolutely helped.
100%.
Everything else was great about it. But yeah, I mean, look at the angle he gets here. Like, think about their spines and how close to perpendicular they are. James was, I'm pretty sure, trying to wrist lock me here when he caught me in that like katagatame. He inverted my arm straight up and was like trying to pop my wrist down against the mat. I'm like, fuck no, dude. I'm not letting that happen.
I'm gonna take a break right now. 100%.
Oops, what did Caleb have? Yeah, and then James and I just rolled through the break on this one. Let's fast forward. I don't think too much happens here.
I think one other person pops in. I think it's Caleb and Aiden. Yep. A lot of new faces in the chat. Or so welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Smash that follow button and give us all of your Twitch primes. We appreciate it.
Caleb's trying the Von Flu. Aiden, I really hope. No, Aiden is still trying to finish that. Tisk, tisk, tisk.
And he tapped.
And he got, that's why you let the help. Let go.
I'm curious if, so like obviously here he didn't have a chance, like when Caleb was holding on, but like, I'm just trying to give Aiden the benefit of the doubt. He should know that he's not going to finish the strangle from there. So maybe he's looking to sweep him, right? Like as Caleb drives forward, maybe he's looking to like use that as an anchor to turn him over. Again, benefit of the doubt. Maybe he is an idiot, but that's what happens. It's funny, I said bye to him yesterday as he was walking out. I was like, good rolling today, you know.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like it. And I was like, I thought our rolls were great. And then now watching it, I understand his last match of the night was against Caleb and he got Von Flued. It's like, it's gotta feel a little rough.
Oh, but that was a nice north-south joke.
Revenge.
Immediate revenge.
I thought Aiden had something earlier in the match. Maybe I'm wrong.
Did you do the choke? Yeah, you absolutely did. The way that you blocked the elbow with your free hand, right? And the one that was underneath the throat, or I'm sorry, underneath the neck. What I really like is that when you switched it up, you see how your right arm is like reinforced, like your right armpit has his hand, and that's why he can't move it there. And that's really what sets it in. And then what you do is you move your head further up towards his head.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, and that is the finish.
Yeah, like watch your movement right as you relieve the strangle, right? You come down his body this way, which is just taking the shoulder pressure off of his right side. Your shoulder pressure against his neck. Yeah, that was great, man. was trying so hard to break James's legs open there. He did a great job.
Good. Hang on, what did he catch you at, or what was?
So I was in reverse ashi, right? I was in this like seated reverse ashi,
yeah.
and I mean, his legs are pretty long, right? So I was grabbing here. I'd prefer to be grabbing down here at the knuckle line.
Toes. Yeah.
Yeah, and then right when he, like right about here where I think I have it, he turns in and just inverts his knee and gets a safe knee position, and now I have nothing, right? And I was just, all right, let me see if I can pass. Yeah, the Von Flu's worked for me, 50% of the time through the years. Like it's I'm sure I'm doing something wrong with it, but it's proven its efficacy in, I mean, even in MMA. Like you look at Ovince St. Preux, and he's had like, I think 3 of his many submission finishes have come by way of a Von Flue choke. So it's a super great technique if you can get the mechanics right. I hear you start coaching James like an asshole.
Get to a hip, James.
Hey, that speaks to being coachable as a skill. It's definitely something people can be good or bad at. I think right here I started to lock up kind of a high, it was like above a mandible choke, or at least I didn't feel like it had the potential to actually strangle him. Like it felt deep, everything about it felt great. But I was like, I'm just gonna squeeze on his face right now, and no sense in 1, burning my arms out, and 2, being a dick about it and cranking. Step around Americana. Did you do that, Caleb? Did you attempt that on Aiden? I didn't see. Let's see James get out of the. How did he? I just want to see how James rolled out here, like what my legs were doing.
He rolled control side. I think I was telling him to go to control, like to the control side, so to his left. Hard is what I kept telling him. Okay. That's what I was coaching him to do.
But my legs opened up though, which gave him like full mobility.
Yep.
Right. That's Yeah, it looked like I was making the switch to like the arm bar from the back, and he took full advantage of the switch and timed his escape really well.
Mm-hmm.
Before we fade out here.
Yeah, let's see.
I don't know. Did you attempt that move, Caleb, or?
Maybe it was here.
Oh yes, it was. Yeah, she's got him all twerked up on the shoulder. Oh, do you see how he got his hand configured? Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Digs under, gets his arm. He's got his arm like back palm over the like knuckle side, spinning around the arm. Cool, man. Tell Bertram you nailed that. That's solid.
That's awesome. That was a fun night to watch. It was a fun night to train.
Yes. Good rolls all around.
Hopefully we'll be back to 100% soon.
Yeah. Cool.
In this cold. Whatever cold.
All right, guys. Good stuff tonight, as always. Deathcore, I'll get back to you. Think about recording some of your footage, and maybe we can make something happen. What else? I'll let you know about that rash guard. And yeah, Anybody else, if you guys are just following us for the first time, please throw us a follow. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Subscribe if you want to support the channel. Have a good one, Caleb. This stuff will be up on YouTube
Tomorrow.
in case you missed it or you want to watch it again. Thank you, Steven. And yeah, anything else, go subscribe over at YouTube. Come support your classmates at the Good Fight competition this Saturday out in Mount Holly. We'll be there coaching, and we can always use help recording matches, which we'll go over here. And yeah, just standing from the sidelines and supporting everybody. So if you're ever curious about competing, you're not sure you want to, come check it out, see what it's all about. Other than that, trim your nails, do your laundry, don't be stinky. And you guys will see you on the mat tomorrow for gi class.
Yep. And
Get ready to get
on Sunday.
Yes, yeah. No class on Saturday, right? Because of or is Bertram
No, there
covering?
is.
Yep.
Bertram's
All right.
covering.
Adult class is on. Bertram will be covering. Go brag to him about your step around Americana, Caleb, and we will see you guys then. Hopefully with some medals around our students' necks. All right, y'all take it easy.
Later, everybody.